Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to paint succulent. I have already created this structure for myself and it is easy to draw, to be frank, but if you feel like it is difficult for you, let me know. I will create another video wherein I can show you how you can draw these things and you can learn the drawing part as well. So we need three different color. First one is the green color, which I have created mixing lemon yellow and cobalt blue. The second one is the violet color and the third one is the blue. But make sure we need very light shade of all the three colors. So that's why I have kept the consistency little watery, which means more water and less pigment. Now we can start with the first section. So at the base of each section that we have created, I need green color, and you can see it is quite on the light side, right? Then in between you can have blue color, and at the tip you can have a little bit of violet color. And because these sections are very smaller in size, this could be a little difficult for you guys. So do it very carefully, because when violet and green mix with each other, it gives you a muddy color. So take care of that thing and I'll show you how you can take care of that. So you can start with the green color, you can blend the blue color. Blue and green does not give you any headache because that goes well with each other, and little bit of violet. Now how we can avoid the muddy color, because when green and violet mix it gives you a muddy color. So I'll show you how. So first you can start with the green color from the base. So base should be green, and then you can have blue color throughout the structure. So basically we have two different color for one single section, as you can see. And if you feel like we have too much color, you can lift little bit of color from dry brush technique, and then just a hint of violet color you can add around the blue color that you have created. So let me show you one more time. Green color like this, then wash your brush and apply blue color throughout, and then wash your brush again and just a hint of violet at the tip, because violet and blue goes with each other very well. So you can apply this particular technique to paint all the sections. Now let me show you one more time. Green color, blue color. If you want, you can lift a little bit of color using dry brush technique. So basically dry brush technique is simple. If you feel like in some of the area there is too much water or too much color, just dry your brush completely and lift that particular water or color from that particular area. So it is easy. Now I'm going in between succulent section, because my previous two have dried completely. I have applied both the color green and blue, and these two color goes really well with each other, and just a hint of violet color at the tip. It will spread eventually and it will give you a very light, nice color of violet as well into your succulent. And one more thing, if you are not feeling comfortable using these three color, because it is little bit on the difficult side to use green and violet together, so you can use only two color, that is blue and green, because that is way easier to control. So that is something you can do, and always try to lift little bit of color whenever needed. If you feel like the color is too much or too much water in there, you can definitely do that kind of thing. And basically now we are repeating the same thing for all the sections that we have. So you need to repeat the exactly same thing. At the base green color, in between blue color, and little bit of violet color at the tip. So that is something you need to repeat for all these sections, and it might take a little bit of time. So this is definitely time consuming process, but once you get the idea of what you can do it easily. So let's repeat the same process throughout. I'll not going to show you all the sections, so I'll show you only few so that you can understand what needs to be done here. and then we can skip the repeated part and we can move into the next step. Now we have completed first layer, and you can repeat the same thing for all the sections, but the middle section is little difficult because we have smaller section in that area, so do it very carefully. And basically you need to apply the same process for the middle section as well. The only difference you can do is, because these are very smaller in size, you can keep the color only green, or you can keep the color green and blue. Avoid violet in this particular area because this is very smaller in size. And for now I am adding the color into my small sections that we have in the middle, but later on we are going to finish it in a little different way at the end. So if it is not looking good, don't worry about that thing, we are going to fix it at the end. So keep adding the colors and keep repeating the same thing what we have learned so far, and do it for all the sections that you have. Now I have completed with all the sections, repeating the same thing, and we can see the violet color, blue color, green color, so it is quite a nice result. Now I am creating little darker blue, so I am mixing more blue into my green to make it little dark, and I am adding little bit of red also into it. So something like this I have created little darker green color, and then in between the corner you need to apply this particular color. So in between two section you have one section, right? So in that particular corner you need to apply green color. Now this green color should not create the hard edges, so apply a little patch of green and then blend it with your brush using damp brush or clean brush. And we need to do it for multiple corners that we have, because we have so many corners, but you don't have to do it for all. That is what I can say here. So you can randomly choose a corner for yourself to do this particular step, and this is important step because of this step you will see the succulent in a better way, so it is important step to do. So keep the corner little darker with darker green color and make sure you are blending it properly so that it is not forming any hard edges, and that you can do with the help of clean water and damp brush. Damp brush means not too wet, not too dry, so that you can have a nice green color at the corner. And choose your corner wisely, and in the middle section we are going to apply this darker color so that we can see those small sections that we have created in the center. So that is something we are definitely going to do. So let's do that first. So apply the green color throughout the left out area. So basically you have multiple sections in the center, smaller in size. So whatever area you have around it, you need to paint that particular area with darker green color, and then you can see the middle sections very clearly. So that is something we need to do, and it is very important step to follow. So do not skip this particular step, adding darker color around the corner and in the center to pop the every section in a little better way. So it is important step to do. So now I'm going to repeat this particular step into multiple corners that I have. Likewise, you can add darker green color, and I'm not showing you all, so you can do it in your speed. Now make a nice brown color, mixing all the three primary colors together, and with the help of tip of your brush, do it very carefully. We need to add this brown color in some of this section to create the outer line. So we don't need to repeat it for all. few in between is totally fine, and do it very carefully because we don't want to ruin our painting. And I'm doing it with the help of tip of my brush. My brush size is size 02 round brush, but choose very smaller size to paint something like this if you're not comfortable creating fine elements with the help of bigger brush. And then you need to create some kind of pattern in between the sections at the tip of each section that you have created, not each but few sections. So I'm creating these black or brown kind of patch in few of the sections at the tip. These are the random patch that I'm creating. Something like this you need to create, and if you're not comfortable doing this particular step, skip this particular part rather than ruining the whole structure. So I am creating something like this with the help of brown color in few of the sections that we have, and then at the end you can apply a little bit of darker blue color in few sections. Only few sections you need to do it, and that would be the final step for today's video. And these things are actually small detailing that we are doing, but you can skip all these part and you can have a simple and nice succulent with you. So I hope this video is helpful for you guys, and please do let me know if you have any kind of feedback for me. And thank you so much for watching my videos. See you all in the next video with one more simple tutorial.